Hi everyone, welcome to here again to this uh, forum. It's me, Garang Lawalt. Um, I just wanted to share something with my fans, my friends, family, and colleagues around the world. Something that I have prepared is a topic about um, about an interesting subject that I believe is going to motivate and inspire and encourage many of you who are going to watch and listen to this video message. The topic is about life motivation. In my opinion, I believe life is a very long, wide, and interesting and adventurous journey. It is full of opportunities, challenges, hopes, dreams, visions, and aspiration. And in order to seize those opportunities and overcome challenges and realize our vision and achieve our aspiration requires some motivation factors, in my opinion. Sometimes people can be motivated or be encouraged, from within or from outside. That means a person can motivate themselves from within. We hear about pep talk. When I was young, I used to hear about pep talk. Pep talk actually means, to speak to yourself about positive things, that will keep you inspired and keep you motivated. Every morning, a person will wake up and look at the mirror and say, "Look, wow, I am great. I am going to be successful. I am wonderful. I am positive. At least I am rich. I'm strong. And all kind of things." And to women, they can say, for example, they can say they are beautiful. Yeah. So when you speak those kind of things, kind of words to yourself, they will keep you encouraged. They will keep you motivated. They will lift up your self-esteem and keep you positive minded. Similarly, there's a motivation that can come from outside. This is from within, but there is a motivation that come from outside. People can motivate us, family members, friends, colleagues, from work or from school. But that motivation also is limited, because in my opinion, people, when I say people, that include family members, friends, colleagues, even strangers or neighbors, can motivate a person or can motivate you, but cannot love you, not necessarily, or can give you money or finance. But that's why I said there are motivating factors that can keep a person continuously and consistently motivated. This will include Love. Love is a very motivating factor that can encourage a person and inspire an individual to keep going and move on and achieve whatever they have planned in life to achieve. Family members, and then peace and stability, security, health and safety, food. You know, some people would be surprised to find that I included food in this list of motivating factors. But food is a very motivating factor. In fact, it is a necessity, and as well, it is a motivating factor. And then money or finance or wealth and riches, and then employment is a very motivating factor as well. And then vision, if you have a vision or purpose in life, that can be an encouraging force that can allow the person to move on. Then freedom, success, and happiness, and the list goes on. This is just a few of motivating factors that I have proposed, but I believe everyone out there will have their own motivating factors. It can include this, or it can be more than what I have just mentioned. So let's go over this list and see how these motivating factors can keep us inspired and motivated, to achieve our dreams, our vision, and our plans in this world. First one is love. Love is such a powerful motivating factor that allows the person to accomplish extraordinary visions and plans. Why? Because simply love's meant the definition of love, it can be different from person to person, but to my understanding, the way I understand love is to adore. When you love something or someone, it's to adore that person or something, it's to admire the person or something. So to love someone is to have a strong feeling or emotion, toward that person or toward that thing, you love. For example, there is God love. This is because I'm a Christian and I have an understanding of the Bible, and I have read about the love of God in the Bible. And then there is parent love, to children, and then children love to parents. So it's a vice versa. Love, it has to be two-way straight. It cannot be one way, otherwise it can suffer. It can it cannot move forward or cannot make a positive impact if one person love and the other person does not reciprocate or return the same love. Then that's not love, because love has to be two-way straight. If I love you and you don't love me, then that's really, it's not love. It's just a matter of time before that love be quenched. So, and then there is a spouse love. This is a husband and wife love, or a girlfriend and boyfriend love, and this is another type of love. And then there's family love. This is a love between family members. It can include children to parents, aunties and uncle and siblings, brothers to sisters, and cousin to cousins. Basically it is all the family love. So this is the kind of love. And then there is love to animals. There's love to nature, So these are the kind of love that I have come to understand. So um, the most important thing is for a person to have someone that they love, and if they have that person in life, it can be a motivating factor that will encourage or inspire that person to achieve what they wanted to achieve, because you know love is a strong motivating force that can allow the person to achieve what they have planned in life. So that the first motivating factor, which is love. The second one is family and friends. You know, um, family and friends, they can be a motivating factor to our life. And we can observe when someone is lonely, or someone is imprisoned or in solitude situation, it is challenging, and it is difficult for someone to cope in with life, with the circumstances, with the situation they are in. But when an individual is surrounded with family members or friends or colleagues, you know that they can that can encourage him or her, you know in life, especially in difficult and challenging situation, then an individual will have hope, and will have ambition, and will have um, um, uh, joy, and will have the strength to carry on with life. So family members are very strong motivating factors that can help an individual achieve an incredible vision and inspiration in life. Family members includes, as we mentioned, parents, siblings, children, spouses, and other extended family, that's grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins, you know, and the list goes on. So when you have a family members or friends who can refresh and strengthen and encourage you, your spirit and soul, especially in the moment of sadness or happiness or challenges or problems or disappointment, you know, you will be able to come out resilient. You'll be able to come out strong and optimistic about life, to be able to do whatever you wanted to achieve. But in the situation where there is no someone to encourage you, someone to inspire you, the life can be challenging, depressing, and really undisappointing. And that's why a lot of people sometimes can get into a situation where they can be depressed, where they can get into substance abuse, alcohol, for example, drugs, even violence. Why? Because they do not have family members or friends that they can rely on or confide on in the situation of challenges and difficulties. So family members are very motivating factors. Friends are an invaluable source of motivation and inspiration as well, but they have to be friends that are trustworthy, friends that are honest, friends that are reliable, because throughout my experience, I have come to realize, and it may not be only me, but I believe many of us in life, you've come to realize that a friend that you've been depending on for a long time, friend that you have trusted, they came out and they betrayed you, and they disappointed you, and yeah, and then uh, you feel really sad and disappointed. So it is very important that we choose our friend carefully, because um, these are the friends that we could rely on, confide on in the time of challenges and problems, to inspire us, to motivate us, to comfort us, and so that we can keep carry on with our life, to achieve what we wanted to achieve, because if we have those kind of friends, those who share our values and principles and belief with us, you know, they will wish nothing but success, happiness, and prosperity. The third motivating factor that I have included in life motivation, it's job, career, and employment. Job and career and employment is a very strong motivating factor. Why? Because everyone here who is born into this world has a purpose, has a plan or a vision to achieve. There is no one who is born into this world without an assignment to do, you know. Um, Even those people who are called born for nothing, it's not really true. There is no person that is born for nothing. And because people talk, you understand? So, and before actually, if you have heard a such a term, it might be your enemy who is calling you um, such a term, because people talk, especially when you are their rivals or when they envy you. You will hate such a term, because they may not have the same qualities or qualification or the abilities that you have, and in order to drain you of your energy or to discourage you, you hear those praises and those terms. But everyone has a purpose to achieve. It's just it is just a matter of time before someone discover their life purpose and their vision. Sometimes it may be short, sometimes it may be long, sometimes it can be you will be able to discover by yourself, but sometimes it require you know support from others in a system to help you discover your purpose and your vision. So therefore, career and employment is a motivating factor that individual can draw inspiration and motivation from to achieve their life vision and dream. Career is when people use their skills, their talents and abilities and gift, and qualification to 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 do something, to deliver service or produce goods to the organization that they work for, or to the society. And that is basically it's a career employment. A farmer, that's a career and that's an occupation. A farmer who has a farm, who cultivate crops or vegetable or fruits, and bring them to the market. If that farmer does not exist, we will not have something to eat. So it's a very important job. So that's a good example. An engineer, an accountant, um, a laborer, doctor. All these are an example of employment, occupation, career. So, however, whether a job is a permanent or temporary employment, it can be an excellent motivating factor because it does not make a difference. Temporary employment is just a matter of time, before a person discover their real purpose, and then their permanent career and employment, so that they can provide satisfaction and fulfillment to their life. Employment and career is a motivating factor because when an individual does something they enjoy, something they love, you know, it motivated them, it inspires them, you know, and then at the same time they will be earning money from that while they're contributing positively to the society. So the example of a farmer that I just gave you, or an engineer, when a farmer is producing crops, it's something that they love. Maybe they have inherited from their parents. Maybe they have, that's what they learn from, from when they were young. And when you are introduced into a skill or talent, or when you're trained in any nature of job or educated in some way, you fall in love with that nature of job or career, and then you will be able to enjoy it because you produce it and you earn money while you're doing something contributing positively to the society. Because a farmer, as I said, without farmers, we cannot have fruits, vegetables, or crops in our market. Without an engineer or an accountant, or a builder, we will not have someone that will, build castle, towers for us, houses. So a career and employment is a motivating factor of life. So, however, it's finding employment or a career that is very challenging. But once you discover what is that you've been called to do, or what is that you'll be born to do, it can be a rewarding, because it can provide you with joy, with peace, and hope for your life to keep moving on. Career and employment is a motivating factor because the person, when you're working, you have a high self-esteem, you will have a high status, and then that will give you a sense of well-being. You will have a sense of being a valuable member of the society because you're doing something very important. You are helping people, you are helping society, because really, imagine a baby who is born and just stay at home, for whole life, eating, sleeping, just doing nothing. Really, it can be, yes, it can be enjoyable just for a short time, but not for long. If you are not exposed to helping others or to doing something to the society, it is not really encouraging or it's not inspiring. But when you do something valuable, something positive to people, to the society, you feel a sense of value, a sense of importance, and that's why I perceive and I understood it is a very motivating factor when you working, doing something important. So a career occupation provides joy, fulfillment, or being a meaningful contributor to the organization you work for. So career and employment, it's a motivating factor of life because a person will be, or group or an individual will be making a positive contribution to the success and progress and the prosperity of the society. No matter what type of a career is, it's always are beneficial to the society and to the world. Imagine being an astronaut. Astronaut is someone who goes to the sky, you know. Many of us don't know what astronaut does there, but look, believe me, they have the most valuable job, in the world, because they are the people that actually give us, you know, the internet, and all the information about the weather, and all the technology, about the other planets and moon and stars, So they have a very important job, those astronauts. The journey alone to go to the space, it is very interesting. So that's a person who is an astronaut, who's been trained, went to school to become an astronaut, really has a very unique, job. And as well as someone who is a cleaner, So a cleaner has a very important job, because without that cleaner in the office, or in the hospital, or in the school, or in the house, the place will not be clean, and when the place is not clean, there is dirt, there is rubbish, there is a smell, and that it will not be good for people who are working in this place. So you could imagine why a career, is such an important thing, and is such a motivating factor. Moreover, employment occupation is a motivating factor because it provides an opportunity for a person to learn and new skill and new knowledge and have experience, through training. Employment is a motivating factor also because it provides wisdom, knowledge, skills, and experience that can be transferred, to the next generation through training and education. This is very important because when people are trained, there are occupations or careers that can be transferred through skills and through experience, but there are occupations that cannot be transferred unless you go to college, to university, to study and to graduate to be able to qualify for that job. But there are some technical careers, such as plumbers, electrician, carpentry, tilers, bricklaying, all this kind of job. Yes, you're still gonna go through training through college, but there are so many people who have been trained, without even going to school, who have become experienced and are very talented in those kind of technical jobs. So employment and career, it's a motivating factor, because when you're working in that job, you will know that actually you will have the skills and the knowledge and the experience that you can transfer to the next generation. And that is really an important thing, because imagine how many people who have trained junior staff or apprentices who have become successful in their career, and that is a very interesting thing. So I perceive that also it is a very important thing, and that's why employment is a very motivating factor of life. All right, and the next motivating factors of life is money and finance. So money and finance, that's very nitty gritty, as they call it, because whenever we talk about money, we used to hear the phrase, money talks. Money really don't talk because it is a thing. Um, it is an object. So it does not talk. The only species that talk in the world is human. Some animals, yeah. But why did they say money talks? It is because when you have money, it can give you a forum. It can give you a platform where you can actually express, your views. It can give you a status where you can become famous, influential, powerful. Then people will begin to talk about your wealth, about your riches, about your finance, about your success and prosperity. And that's the what's behind that proverbs. They say money talks. So money and finance is an essential motivating factor because it helps people achieve their vision and aspiration. Money and finance is an essential motivating factor because we live in an economic world where everything requires money. There is nothing today that does not require money. To move from point A to B, it requires money. For example, yes, you can walk, but if it's about maybe 25 kilometers, I believe you need to take a bus, to take public transport, or to drive a car. To drive a car, you need petrol, and petrol you have to pay for it. If you are taking a public transport, you have to purchase a ticket. So everything requires money to obtain food, groceries. You have to go to shopping centers and pay for those groceries. These are just a few examples. So money is a very essential motivating factor. Why? Because it is a medium of exchange. If you wanted to obtain something in this economic world, you have to pay money. So we pay money in exchange for goods and services that we needed, to meet our essential needs and wants. We can also use money and finance to acquire personal and business assets and properties. Yeah. So we also need money to pay for our financial obligation and commitment. This include food, clothing, shelter. So if you wanted to live, for example, if you wanted to stay somewhere, you can't sleep outside. Everybody has to sleep in a home, especially in the town or the cities. Even in the village, people have to stay in huts and those mats and those they sometimes at some point they have to obtain money, get money in order to obtain something, because the age of barter, it's no longer exists. Barter means when people used to exchange things for things, because money was not invented at that time. So now today's money, it's the one that become the currency of exchange. And that's why we talk about employment being a motivating factor, because it's essential to earn money. So money is a motivating factor because it is the reason why people get a job or get an employment. So um, for people who have the ability, have the knowledge and the wisdom to accumulate enough money, and wealth and riches, it can provide them with fame, influence, and status. And that's why I said before that money talks. So people who are rich nowadays, people who are billionaires and millionaires, you know, um, there is nothing that lacking in them, because they can obtain whatever they want in life. So that's why it's a very motivating factor, because our needs and desires and our wants, they are unlimited. No one can honestly and genuinely say that actually I am satisfied with everything that I need and I want and I desire. There is always, every day, we have a new desire, a new needs, and and they can never be fully satisfied, even when we have a lot of money. So, but for people vary, people who have little money and people who have much. So, and the gap between those two groups is just, the ability, education, wisdom, and knowledge, and sometimes luck. For example, for someone who wins the lottery, it's just a matter of luck. You don't need really knowledge or ability or training to win a lottery. So wealth and riches are a motivating factor because a person will use them to obtain beautiful house, a nice car, luxurious furniture, wonderful boat, and a prosperous business, or a thriving or ever-growing church ministry. Everything that we wanted to accomplish in this world requires money. So wealth and riches are a motivating factor because they provide us or people with joy and satisfaction of not being poor or lack of necessity of life. Because, poverty, I heard that from one pastor who is the head of our church, Pastor Chris. He always says that poverty or to be poor is a curse. Therefore, you have to combat poverty. You have to do whatever it takes in order to not to be poor or not to be in lack. So, yeah. So money, wealth, and riches are essential motivating factor of life, because people will do all that they could to have a legitimate source of income. This can include obtaining a job, using their abilities, skills, talents, and gift, or experience and qualification. Or people could operate, a profitable business, or engage in a viable investment strategies where they could earn profit, dividends, or interest. So there are a variety of ways that actually people could get money. One is to obtaining a job. Another one is to have a business. Another one is to invest, real estate, in shares. You have to invest saving in bank account. Or buying gold. Some people buy gold. That's an investment, a good investment, because wealth and riches and money it can be expressed in various ways. Other people is just through inheritance. If your father or grandparents, mother, wealthy, you could inherit. So another way of being rich and influential. So now we move on into another interesting topic, another motivating factor, and that is food. As I said, many people will be surprised to see food being included in this list of motivating factors of life. But there is a reason, yes, we know that food is a necessity of life. In fact, it's a very um, primary needs of life. You know, with uh, without food, you cannot survive. Once you get a food, the next necessity is clothing. You know, you need to clothe yourself, and once you meet that need, the next one is shelter. You need a house where to live in. So this basic necessities of life, and it goes like that, especially in the Maslow hierarchy of needs. These are at the bottom of hierarchies. All right. Food is a great motivating factor of life because it provides energy, vitality, vigor, and drive to perform daily tasks and responsibilities. So, individual people, even animals, can you believe animals, plants? So basically, um, um, living beings, they require food to survive, and they also require food, to perform their basic or their daily necessary activities, because it provides them with energy and vitality. Food provides the body with the strength, nourishment, fitness through eating healthy and nutritious food and drink. In contrast, lack of food lead to hunger, tiredness, laziness, illness, malnutrition, and lack of energy and motivation. So if you lack food, it could lead to a lot of negative consequences that could result, in you being tired, being lazy, being ill, and malnutrition. So if you happen to be ill, or you are being sick, for example, as a result of lack of food, you will not have the motivation, to do anything in life, and then your dreams and your aspiration can go into the drain or go into on the window, because you will not have the strength or the energy to be able to achieve them. So food is very important and is very essential. Food includes all variety of meats, fish, vegetable, fruits, dairy product, legumes, and etc. So these are all kinds of food. Healthy and nutritious food is a motivating factor because it increases our productivity as individual. When we eat healthy and nutritious food, it can increase our productivity, and productivity and fruitfulness is very important, because that it will assure us of success, because if we are not productive and fruitful, then we are short of what we're supposed to achieve. So that's in regard to food. The next motivating factor of life, and is closely linked to food, is health, well-being, and safety. So being healthy and being safe is a very essential motivating factor of life, because when people are healthy and sound, they will have the ability and the strength to perform to their best. When an individual is healthy and sound, they will be able to think clearly. You will be able to be fit and strong. In contrast, when people are sick, ill, or incapacitated, in another word, when they are not healthy, when they are not safe, when their well-being is at risk, they will not be able to function properly. Rather, they will be occupied of how they can be healthy, how they can be safe, or how they can return to their um, positive well-being. Therefore, a good health and well-being, physically, emotionally, and mentally, is essential motivating factor of life. You know, people need to be healthy and sound mentally, emotionally, and physically. So these are very emotional is very important. Mental is very important, and physical is very important. And there's a variety of ways how we can achieve, you know, our mental, emotional, and physical health. How we can maintain our mental and emotional and physical health. This requires eating nutritious food and drink, and engaging in fitness, exercise, and taking preventative mechanism to prevent ourselves from being sick or ill. Being in health and safety provides hope, joy, optimism, and assurance of achieving our individual dreams and aspirations. Being in good health and well-being allows the individual to think creatively and innovatively creative and innovative ideas that could be a foundation for profitable business, sound investment, healthy family relationship, or ever-growing church, or notable academic achievement. So when an individual are in positive health and well-being, they will be able to think clearly. They will have creative and innovative ideas that can be the foundation for a successful business, successful church ministry, an investment, or academic journey, or family relationship. Whatever a person wants to achieve, it is important that they are in a good health and well-being. So that's that was in regard to health, well-being, and safety being a motivating factor of life. The another one is peace, stability, and security. So really, people need to be in peace, need stability, they need security to be able to achieve whatever they needed. So peace, stability, and security are necessary motivating factors of life to achieve goals and vision. Peace means having a sense of safety, security, and protection from any harm or danger that would likely to disrupt or disturb a person's state or activities. So when you're a person in peace and stability and security, that means there is no harm or danger that is likely to disrupt or disturb you. Therefore, having personal peace, calm, quietness, tranquility, and stability is a key motivating factor, to perform daily tasks successfully. Every person, they need focus, they need concentration. So when that concentration is disturbed, then they lack personal peace and stability, and they will not be able to perform very well or successfully in whatever they're doing. So it is very essential that people have peace, security, stability in their home, in their job, in their school, hospital, church, wherever, even on the street, So peace, it can go from individual to collective. into group, up to nation, and then to the world. So when people lack peace and stability and security, it could disturb or disrupt whatever they're doing, their well-being, emotional well-being, mental well-being, and physical well-being, and that could be a threat to whatever they're performing, and that could lead into poor performance or inability to perform. So peace and security are essential motivating factors because they allow the person to think soberly and clearly. So having peace and stability is necessary to live a successful and prosperous life, both individually and collectively. The elements that could deter individual or collective peace, security, stability include war, conflict, violence. So when anything that can disturb or disrupt individual peace or collective peace, it's when there is a war, and we hear a lot of war around the world, when there is instability, when there is insecurity. Why? Because the peace is being disrupted or disturbed. When there is conflict, war can start with a conflict, and then it's escalate into full-scale war. And then there is violence. Violence. This is a small kind of conflict. When there is a violence, maybe in the neighborhood or in the market, that it can disturb peace also. So these are elements that can deter our individual or collective peace. So in order to stop or prevent this kind of disturbance or disruption, individual will always do all they could to obtain or restore the maximum level of peace and security to achieve goals and vision. Sometimes as individual, if there is a noise in the neighborhood or in the market, there are simple things that you could do. You could report whatever events or noise or nuisance that is happening, that is disturbing the people from doing whatever they do, whether it's sleep, whether it's work, whether it's study. There is simple procedures that we could follow, and then or just simply settling it, among individual self, among neighbors, among family, among, maybe people who are involved in whatever disturbing people's peace and stability, and they can be and peace can be restored and security can be restored. In the same way, nations, this is at the nation level, nation will always strive to provide their citizen with the maximum level of peace, security to achieve the level of prosperity, progress, and development they aspire. So, as I said, peace, security, and stability is an essential motivating factor for life to continue, for a person to be motivated, to have hope, to have aspiration, to have optimism. So it can be at the nation level as well. That's why you see when there is conflict, regional or local, or at the national, people will do whatever they could in order to obtain a maximum level of peace. People can come into negotiation table, people can come into an mutual agreement. How can we really restore peace, security, stability? Because it is necessary. for people or nations to focus in what matters, and that is development, progress, and prosperity, rather than being, disturbed by whatever nuisance or violence or conflict that is happening around them. Okay. The last motivating factor, this is actually, it is not the last, but this is for now. I have talked about more in that list, but this is where I have stopped, which is music. So music is a key motivating factor of life. I've thought about this thing because I'm a big fan um, of musicians and music world and art, you know, and literature. So uh, music, I have come to find to be a great and a very important motivating factor of life that inspires people to perform their daily task and responsibility. Music is a motivating force because it helps people release stress, anxiety, and depression as a result of challenges and problem of life. So if you play music or listen to music, to where I have come to experience it, it relaxes, my nerve. It releases my stress and depression. When I am depressed because of things that have been going in my life, I always play music. As soon as I listened, I retain that that positive energy again, and I can, you know, uh, focus in whatever I'm doing, so I can carry on with life. Yeah, so people can listen to music by playing their favorite songs that are inspiring, amusing, entertaining to help them ease stress, relax their nerves, or revive their soul and spirit. Music provides people with extraordinary energy and motivation, enthusiasm, and power and strength to perform to their best. You know, this is the way I describe it. It may be different to different people, but believe me, when music is played, majority of people, are energized. Majority of people are inspired, you know, and that's really, it can get them into positive energy, positive vibes, to perform to their best. So music, I define it. It may have a different definition. This is just a casual one. So it consists of entertaining songs, appealing poems, and fascinating stories that are composed using powerful and meaningful words, lyrics, rhythm to amuse, entertain, and inspire people. If you are a musician and you're going to listen and going to watch this video, please, I am not a musician, I'm not an artist, I am just someone who is you know uh, I just want to share something positive, something that motivating. So if it does not align with your definition of music, please forgive me, but I believe and I'm sure it will be similar to this one. So there are different type of music that could be motivating factors to inspire, encourage people to achieve their goals and vision. Music normally contain meaningful words and lyrics used to praise a nation or people, or emphasize a particular issue or subject that could draw people attention and inspiration. Individual or group of people can listen to music that is inspiring in the moment of solitude by playing their favorite songs. So this is also important because sometimes people find themselves lonely or alone, without people around them, and it could be at the best moment or the best time they could play music to entertain themselves or to inspire them and motivate them, to do whatever they wanted to do at that moment. A good example: family, friends, colleagues could listen to music by playing their favorite songs that is appealing or relevant to a particular occasion. So it is not only an individual, but a group of people, such as family, friends, or colleagues from work, school, you know, from church. They could play their music by playing their favorite songs that is appealing and relevant to whatever they're doing. You know, people can play entertaining music in special occasions that including birthdays, wedding, anniversaries, engagement, church celebration, and other social gathering events, to draw strength, inspiration, and motivation from them. So we have seen this example where people gather, to celebrate in graduation, parties, in birthday parties, wedding, engagement, and and all the other social gathering event that we could remember. People always play music. Why? Because it draws inspiration and motivation, for people to dance, to get them into a positive mood, and so that an event or celebration can be a very interesting one. So we have come into the end of this discussion and this video. Just to summarize, as we said, that life is a very interesting journey, and it's a very long and wide journey as well, that is full of challenges, opportunities, vision, plans, and dreams, and hopes, aspirations. So in order to live this life journey, an exciting one, an adventurous one, people need motivation, and that motivation can come from within inside. Self-talk, they call it pep talk. You wake up in the morning and say, hello, I am success. It's going to be a great day today. I'm going to have a great day. I am rich, I'm wealthy, I'm strong, I'm healthy. All these things, these are motivation is speak, a person is speak to themselves in order to make themselves good. Otherwise, you're gonna, some people, if they don't do that, they can have a very negative day. And then there is inspiration or motivation that comes from outside, that is from people, from colleagues, from friends. But that also is limited, so people could motivate themselves from from a variety of factors, including love, including money, including family members, including peace, and security and stability, including food, including being healthy, including money, including music, etc. So we talk about love. Everyone knows love. We talk about money. We talk about food. We talk about health, well-being. We talk about peace, security, stability. We talk about employment. Employment also is a very great motivating factor. And eventually we talk about music, So I hope, guys, you have been inspired and very motivated about this video. I have not finished it, but this is just the part of it, but I believe is going to inspire you and educate you to think, if maybe you've been stuck, how can I achieve my vision and my dream? Maybe you've been overwhelmed with challenges and difficulties and disappointment. Think about those motivating factors and incorporate them into your life, and I believe you could resuscitate. You can revive again, and keep the marathon going and get on with life, and you know keep achieving your dream, your vision and your plan, and make a positive change in life. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.